Hello YouTube. This video is just me saying hi. I have created this channel mostly as a place to rant, vent, or otherwise express my opinions about whatever it is that is currently on my mind. This is done mostly for my own entertainment, but I will admit it is also done to get feedback from other people because I have been wrong before. I am not going to promise, however, that anything I say is going to be politically correct. For one, I abhor political correctness because I believe that it hampers actual discussion, and by placing too much emphasis on one's feelings, the facts tend to get ignored as a consequence. As someone that has light autism, Aspergers basically, I tend to place focus on facts and information rather than on how someone feels. This isn't out of hatred or even apathy, but rather because, just like you, I really do not care what someone's feelings are if I adamantly disagree with them 100%. Yes, I am aware that some of what I will say is going to upset people, and I do apologize for this. But, as the old saying goes, good medicine often leaves a bad taste. It is my belief that by mollycoddling people, all we are doing is actually hurting them and making them weaker. However, by forcing them to accept reality, we are in effect making them stronger than they were before. Your feelings and your emotions will not matter one iota in the next 100 years. What will matter is whether or not you've contributed to a better society for people to live in. That said, please keep in mind that the only thing I care about is facts. If you want to call me a troll, if you want to call me a misogynist, if you want to call me a racist, if you want to go and call me transphobic, if you want to go out of your way to issue death threats that I am clearly not going to listen to, that's all very well and good. But please keep in mind that nothing is going to change because of it. My opinion will remain the same, and other than you feeling better about yourself, nothing is going to have been affected one way or the other. That said, if you really want to stick it to me, use the only thing that I care about. Facts. If you can prove to me, beyond the shadow of a doubt, that I am indeed full of crap, I will listen to you and whatever you have to say, and then change my opinion accordingly. Anything else? And you're just wasting your time and mine. As a result of this, it is going to be no surprise that social justice warriors and feminists, the insane out of their mind kind that tends to occupy about 90% of the movement, are going to be straight at the top of my hate list because it is my belief that they are anti-logic and spend too much of their days deluding themselves into believing that only they have been wronged, and that everyone else exists only to make amends to them for having the audacity to be born with the wrong set of genitalia, skin color, or sexual orientation. Because, let's face it, those are three things that everyone has control over. Am I right? So, if you're the kind of person who wants to be treated with kid gloves, you will most likely not like what I have to say. But for those who can understand that my criticism only stems out of genuine concern, and a wish to help all parties involved, you may or may not just learn something. That said, I do not possess any hatred towards people of color, women, gays, or transsexuals, but please keep in mind that I also see no reason not to drive them over the coals, because if they are indeed the same as everyone else, then that means they too are fair game, just like those straight white males out there. With all this gotten out of the way, I would like to address a few minor things first. First of all, I would like to apologize to anyone who is being subjected to the sound of my voice. I am aware that it sounds like I'm still going through puberty, despite having left it over a decade ago, but that's something I'm chalking up to being slightly autistic. Of course, for all I know, it could just be that I won the bad voice lottery. Take your pick. Second, when I say I'm someone that has Aspergers, I am not referring to the self-diagnosed kind that acts as a get-over-responsibility-free card that is so trendy on the internet. I mean the kind where someone walks up to you, says that you have this, and your first thoughts are, what kind of stupid-sounding name is that? Followed quickly by, why not just go and paint a bullseye on my forehead and be done with it? Third, no, I do not believe I am a special snowflake. I am not unique, I am not important, and truth to be known, I seriously doubt I'm going to be remembered by anyone soon after I'm dead. That's just the cold hard truth of the matter. However, because my gut reaction is to question everything and try to understand things from a different perspective, I do believe that I may play a minor role in helping to change the outlook of at least a few people. Whether that change is for the better, only time will tell. Finally, please keep in mind that this channel is most likely going to have a negative slant to it due to me being a pessimist. Then again, why do you think the channel is called Odio? It is Latin for I hate, and also a shout out to the game for the SNES called Live Alive. So if I tend to be overly negative and pessimistic, well, you now know why. Thankfully, this being the internet, listening to people with too much free time on their hands gripe about stuff they can't change is quite popular. So, in the end, I just might fit in right after all. With that being said, I hope at the very least to be entertaining, if not informative. So listen, think, completely optional of course, but, it makes things more fun. And try to enjoy yourselves. Later.